Sinkclose, the AMD bug, researchers found a way, if you have kernel level privileges, you could put boot malware on the system. The only way to determine if you're infected is to actually physically access the chip. It affects Linux too, so it's not just Windows.
They are patching it even for embedded products. Several hotels actually started searching individuals' rooms while the con was going on. But honestly, like, if you were to go into one of those rooms, how are you going to tell? Like, everyone there is going to have everything there to hack. So it's like,
it had to be totally just security theater, because any hotel room you walk into with more than 3 people in it at DEF CON is going to look like crimes are being done. There was a Cisco bug again. We've got Cisco for SSM, Cisco Smart Software Manager on-prem. This tool helps manage accounts and product licenses. There's public exploit code, maximum severity. We gotta love maximum severity. That should probably be my hacker name, but it's not. Patch your Cisco SSM if you have it. That's 0.0.0. I'm just gonna keep saying 0 day.
0.0.0.0. This refers to the host itself, and that it shouldn't be sent as a source address, except for the case where it's part of address self-discovery. So you can have a hostile page that has a destination of 0.0.0.0 and bypasses a tons of the protections where the JavaScript code would try making connections to every port on 127.0.0.1, basically to fingerprint your computer.
It says up to maybe 100,000 websites might use this as part of their source code. So it's not just, it might break some stuff.
Has anyone taken a look at the intelligence bill that's talking about elevating ransomware to a terrorist threat?
All of the examples that they gave are things they're already doing. I mean, it mentions sanctions. Sanctions are already being done. It mentions, hey, there's an acknowledgement of damage. You don't need a law to do those kinds of things. So
there might be some hackers who are doing things for political messages. There's definitely been history of that. But I think a lot of these people, they just want the money.
Best case scenario, you would be able to, you'd have an extra law that would have administrative overhead. At worst case scenario, it'd be something that could be misused.
Well, you had this ransomware tool on your machine, so now you're a terrorist, and or you're going to get prosecuted 2x of what you were going to be before.
They're trying to propose that if the ransomware payment is more than $100,000, that they have to have prior approval by law enforcement.
This seems like it would just hinder the incident response process even more. I know that most companies, when they get this far, they aren't negotiating their own ransom payments, and they're probably dealing with a firm. But I will say, I think in practice, it's the government, right? They're going to report your breach, and they're going to be like, we have received your request. We estimate we should be able to respond within the next 6 months. And meanwhile, all your computers don't work, and you might be, getting into law enforcement or government trouble if you just go ahead and pay it.
There are some rules already in place so that they have to consider whether or not they can actually pay the payment, because it may go to a nation state. And so there's already rules in place for that.
It could be sanctioned. It could be North Korea.
It could be, exactly.
Makes sense.
That's exactly right.
CrowdStrike thanked hackers with action figures and gratitude. And I thought, that's really cool. They're giving back to the community, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people in IT that had to put in massive hours. I know massive hours trying to undo the damage there. The other thing, and this is where I like to see lessons learned, CrowdStrike is bringing in a patch management specialist.
Action 1. To
better manage their updating process.
I feel like the optics of it are really interesting. It's like, hey, we messed up. Let's go buy a company. That'll fix it. It's like it's the equivalent of like buying your, your spouse who's angry at you because you forgot their anniversary. Here's some flowers. Like,
well, okay, that never happens.
There is that, but also they're buying a company that specializes in something where they don't have advanced domain knowledge. They should, but they don't. So I see that as commendable.
Microsoft clapped back
against Delta.
They said, our preliminary reviews suggest that Delta, unlike its competitors, apparently has not modernized its IT infrastructure.
Can Microsoft somehow get one of those other airlines, testifying?
They'd be like, all right, now our expert witness, the one IT guy who works at United and rebooted 86,000 computers in 4 seconds with Ansible. And then he's like, yeah, I don't know. I just ran the playbook. Thanks. Anyway, bye.
Join us for live InfoSec news every Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Black Hills InfoSec YouTube channel.